Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Band Apart versus We Form Volta. This is going to be a real cracker of a match. We've got We Form Volta with a Barkess, two Nighthawks, Scimitar, Orthrus, Hyena, Triple Jackdaw, and Vigil.
A band apart of a team after my own heart. They've brought Vindicator, Hyperion, Armageddon. So they've gone with a triple battleship core with a Vindicator. They've then gone with Vedmak, Magus, two Deacons, Hyena, and two Vengeance for tackle. So they're trying to get right on top of all these Kaidi teams and just vomit DPS.
Ooh, and that is depending on what this We Form Volta team is fit to. They could be kiting a little bit, or they could be going all in. If they're going all in, I actually kind of like A Band Apart's chances. And now we see what is happening here. The
An
teams are
immediate
splitting out.
Hyena
We
dead.
Form Volta kiting back.
Yeah, we from Volta did the very good thing of firing all their missiles before the hyena could actually get moving and just completely outfering it. They've done it the same with the Magus. These deacons just can't lock stuff and rep them fast enough with all these light missiles. It looks like it's going to be a band of parts triple battleship core against the world at the rate that we from Volta are going through their lower end.
Oh, and even the Vengeance dropping super quickly here. And I think the Magus is really going to hurt them. Once those links time out in about 30 to 45 seconds, they're really going to feel it. We from Volta will have the mobility and tank edge by far.
Yeah, so Abandapart have realized what is happening, that they can't really catch up to We Form Volta at the moment, so they're pulling back to the micro jump beacon at the center of the arena. They're landing, aligning out. We're seeing the Armageddon start to MJD. We're seeing the Vindicator line himself up to MJD, and we're seeing the Hyperion burn backwards to get on top. It's just whether the rest of the team can actually get here in time. The Armageddon has jumped and overshot it just a little. He's just a touch too high, and we're going to see Newts on the backside of the team, especially on that scimitar of Planet 6.
And they may wind up killing that Scimitar with the nuke pressure, but as their Deacon goes down here, it's just a real uphill battle for Bandipart. There's so much DPS coming out of Weaveform Volta. Bandipart does not really have an answer. Even if they do manage to pin down the Simi with the Newts, the rest of the Weaveform Volta team can just kite them out and grind these battleships down. They likely have some local tanks. The Hyperion local tank is actually really strong, gets some good bonuses for that. But boy, it's a real uphill battle, and you can only local tank so much. There's very realistic caps on how much damage you can absorb, and I think We Form Volta has excess of that number by probably 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, we are seeing this Armageddon hit half armor now. The Vindicator followed with the jump, and I'm yet to see if the Hyperion did, but both of them overshot it as the Weaveform Volta team pulled in. It might have been best if while the Armageddon jumped and while Weaveform Volta were burning back towards the center of the arena, if that Vindicator and Hyperion just turned around instead of micro jumping, just burning straight in and said, you either burn towards us or you burn towards the Armageddon as the Armageddon finally goes down.
Yeah, that kind of strategy is really the only way a battleship core team is going to be able to run down these mobility groups. You got to spread yourself out so they can't simply go above, below, or to the left, to the right. You've got to kind of cut down their corners, cut down their angles, and force them into going close to one of the ships that's going to have either tackle or heavy neutralization so you can pin a target down, kill it, and then repeat the process all over again. Having done this in tournament practices, it is a real pain in the butt. It's very difficult to do, very demanding, and oftentimes it doesn't work, but it would have been Band Apart's only path to victory here. But it looks like Reform Volta will sail through to the next round with no losses on their comp.
Yeah, we're now seeing damage finally get applied to Annie Garget in the Vargas, but it's just too little too late. Ships are finally starting to go down now. The last of the battleships are starting to die, and we from Volta have just did very, very well at the start at alphaing through all that small stuff. The Vengeances and the Hyenas were the only thing that were going to change this for the Battleship Corps. If those frigates can hold on long enough to lock something down, then it was definitely dead. So we from Volta did very well at just alphaing through everything, as this Hyperion is now hitting structure.
Yeah, impeccable target calling from Weaveform Volta. The Hyena was a great choice. The Magus, I think they really took a nice long term view because that Vegas's links key to the mobility of the band apart team, and they just took that away, just kept undercutting their ability to chase targets down and tackle them at every step. You're right about primarying those vengeances, not as tanky as you'd hope they'd be. Perhaps running too far away from the deacons in their effort to chase down V0 Volta, or perhaps the incoming damage from the Nighthawks was just that bad. They do get a target application bonus to small targets, so it's a tough task to have any kind of frigate chase those ships down without severe logistic support. And double deacons, they're fantastic, but they're not that great. And rip Rick's Javix. We're gonna send it back to the desk.